You cannot skip chapters. That is not how life works. You have to read every line, meet up every chapter. You won't enjoy all of it when some chapters will make you cry for weeks. You will read things that you don't want to read. You will have moments when you don't want to pass the page. But you have to keep going. Stories keep the world revolving. Live your life. Do not miss out on any chapter. And this is how we would like to say good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the program Good Morning Liberia on 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Makili, 90.7 in Bone County. And of course, it is the Friday edition of Good Morning Liberia, and it marks April 19. My name is Samira, Wonlah, and I'm here with Edwin, Melvin, Juah. Together, we are going to walk you up to 10 a.m. So let me say good morning as we have too many things to be discussed, too many things to talk about. Though majority of them are not good, but definitely we will talk about all of them as we should. Let me say good morning and welcome to Good Morning Liberia. Good morning, Juah. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Samira, and good morning to our many listeners. We want to say thanks to all of them for always loving us, following us, admiring our activities, and listening to us as we come on every morning about this hour.
That's good. Too many things to talk about, but let's look at you. This whole week you have been going on with the sports issue, and I should say bravo to you. You are the head of sports here, and you have been carrying all of these issues. But can you give me a little about what we had during the week when it comes to the sports issue and what we are to expect on tomorrow? Because tomorrow teams will be heading to the Samira Sports Complex.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, said it all. I'm the head of sport, and I think I'm on top of the sport activity, so you don't know about the sport. I should
have thought that from tomorrow's game.
No,
we headed to
Samira. Not really. What happened? Yeah, what happened? The reason why you see Masura playing at the ATS is because Masura is one of the hosts.
Yes, that I know.
Yeah, so Masura is using ATS as their home base. So that's why you're seeing Bomi, Kemo, and Babolo using that stage or stadium as their own playing page in their group. Okay, so we got my Gibi Lofa and Ambassador in Kakata, my Gibi County, and they will be playing on tomorrow. So like you said, tomorrow is the last day for the preliminary rounds.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Saturday, is the last day for the preliminary rounds, and March the 3. So on tomorrow, games that are expected to be played around Liberia, we are expecting River G and Sino in the kickball version at 11 o'clock tomorrow, Maryland versus Grand Jide. In the kickball version, Fixtown at 12 p.m. and it will be River G versus Sino in the football version. So River G versus Sino. Sino got a low good chance in their Zoom. So remember they defeated Maryland at first. And Maryland appeared to be one of the least in that zone. So at 4 will be Maryland versus Grand Jide County in Group A, completing the preliminary rounds on tomorrow. So on March the 3rd, again on Saturday, right at the Antoinette Tottenham Stadium where we earlier commentated the game, will be Monserrado and Grand Kibon in the kickball version, Bomi versus Bapulu, and Monserrado versus Kibon, and Bomi versus Bapulu in the men version.
On tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow Saturday. That's Group B. So Group C on tomorrow will be Nimba versus Riverses in the kickball version in Sanicoli, and it will be Bone County versus Grand Crew in the kickball version in Sanicoli, And the men football will be Nimba versus Riverside in football. And at 4 will be Bon County versus Green Crew. So far so good. In this Zoom, you got Nimba still a low good chance. And you got Riverside still a low good chance. But unless Green Crew and Bon County, if Bon County will qualify from that Zoom, they will have to score 2 goals. Now we move on to Margibi, where we will be tomorrow. March day 3 at 2 o'clock p.m. will be Grand Bassa versus Lofa County in the kickball version, and at 4 p.m. will be Grand Bassa versus Lofa County in the football version. So that's it. But let me give you my low analysis quick.
Yes, we will do that this Friday. So I will give a little about this sports thing. But you said that tomorrow on Saturday the winners won't be heading to sports complex. There will be another game.
No, that's the last preliminary rounds on tomorrow. All of the games that will be played on tomorrow. After then, all of these zones will be dissolved.
Okay.
Then the various winners, because we will need 2 teams each from each of these zones.
Okay.
So all of the 2 teams that will qualify, the LFA or the National Candidate Sports Meet Authority will go about drawing all those that got qualified in all of the zones. So when they are qualified, now they're coming out at the Samuel Kando Sports Complex.
Okay.
Yeah, so all of them now will be playing in Monrovia at one area.
Okay, so certainly that is it. You heard it for yourself. But let's be able to look at what we have on our plate for today, some of these things that we will be discussing on the broadcast this morning. We have here the CSA, that is the Civil Service Agency, and it is to embark on this head count on today. The head count process across the country on today. At the same time, today is PROSA protest. People can term it as their peaceful march. Right, they have been scheduling this, and it was scheduled for the 13th of April, which it falls on Sunday the other day. But then, due to Christian holidays and Muslim holidays, they postponed the protest to April 19, and today is April 19. So PROSA is to come out on today and to protest across the country concerning the continuous fire issue within the country. Right. So they are coming out on today, all Liberians. If you are interested in, getting to know the cause of the fire issue, because the main reason why they are protesting, they are saying that the government is not saying anything about this fire issue. So definitely, Juah.
Yeah, okay, Samira, is prudent enough that people will step out against some of the ills in society. And fire disaster is a natural stuff, and the occurrence of it can be or can trickle down or draw the attention of people who wanting the betterment of the country. So the PROSA, having their march or their walk on today concerning the continual fire disasters in Liberia. In Liberia, this is something that is welcoming. We have to encourage them.
Certainly. So today's the protest. If you are interested, you can join them and be able to protest, march along with them. As I am told, Representative Foko will be marching from his district to the U.S. Embassy. And PROSA guys themselves, they will be stationed at the U.S. Embassy. And everything will take place this morning. So PROSA guys will be stationed at the U.S. Embassy, while other reps will be marching from their districts to go there and be able to do the peaceful march. So that is it. That's one of the things that's on our plate this morning. But that will be for housekeeping. And also the CSA, they are to embark on their head count process. Again, Josiah Juah said that he gave in about 100 more days so that before they can put another group down. Because you all know they are putting people down from various entities saying that, some of the names, they are ghost names. right? They cannot see some of these people who are on the civil service agency payroll, and they are doing back on that today. So if you are a civil servant, you'll be able to go to work because you don't want to miss out, because their hair counts again. It starts on today. Why protest today? Also, the president boycott, he made new appointments in the local communities. Some of these counties, he appointed superintendents and all of that. That was done on yesterday. The motorcycle boys, they had a roadblock at the Capitol building on yesterday. We had them in studio. They expressed their grievances that they elected President Boycott, and he never told them that he was going to give them limitations as to where to run within Liberia. They are paying their taxes, so definitely they have the right to access all roads within Liberia. So there is this no-go zone that is to start on May 7th, and that is Gregor Como.
Yeah,
he said that, and they are saying that they won't agree to it. So they had a roadblock on yesterday. We will do that within our housekeeping. And we will also call our international correspondents this morning so that we'll be able to get some of the happenings out of Liberia. Next, at 8 o'clock on this morning broadcast, fellow Liberians, you will be able to give your thoughts about how you feel about this government. Since they took over January 22nd, what are some of the things? Be it good or bad, you will have the chance to express yourselves on this Friday edition of Good Morning Liberia. The continuous fire issue, deaths across the country, the war in economic crimes code being sent to the president, Dex, downsizing people, all of these things, you'll be able to speak about all of them on this morning broadcast. We'll give you the chance so that you'll be able to address what you have to address. Nimba County, the by-election in Nimba County is ongoing. Yesterday, they had a debate with Samuel Koga and other individuals who are running there, and it was great. You had Samuel Koga people, they were celebrating. That's the news from Nimba County. They are carrying on their campaign currently. Campaign is ongoing. The political godfather, we don't know who he's supporting.
No, but in Liberia, in our politics, we don't go as the intellectual class in Liberia is very low, or it's a minority. So if people will dominate a debate, and you'll see people hailing them for their intellectual prowess. But what happens is, will all of those who following or hailing this person for his intellectual change, will all of them support the president? That's one thing you should be asking yourself. And another one is, how many people were able to witness the debate, and how many people the debate ever impacted? That's another one. We accept debate wholeheartedly in the border politics of Liberia to strengthen our democracy, in able to bring both candidates, into scrutiny. So if you will scrutinize the candidates through the debate where they will be able to present their manifestos, their platform and stuff, you can judge them right from there, because they are coming to represent you in Monrovia. So if a candidate will deliberate or will present to you very professionally, it will give you the opportunity, it will give you the mindset that this person, when elected as a legislator, he or she will deliver the county. But it's quite frustrating in Liberia. You will see people will win the debate and so now go to election and lose the election. Not only in Liberia, it happens in America against Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The lady Hillary Clinton defeated Donald Trump in the debate massively. Everywhere the lady went in America, she had the highest, assembly. But then in the election, Donald Trump defeated her. But we yet to see what the outcome of Nimba County election on the 24th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we yet to see the outcome of the election in Nimba County.
Certainly.
But we wish them all the best. Let they elect whoever they feel pleased of working with, and they feel that the person can deliver Nimba County.
Sure. And fellow Liberians, at 9 o'clock this morning, we will have guests from the communication department of the University of Liberia. They will be here. We'll have the president of COMSA, that is Azaya Benye, and we will also have the Secretary General, Chucky Thomas, and we'll have 2 other guests from 2 different universities. That is the AMEU and the UMU. They will be here. There's an upcoming game. They will be here to talk about it. But at 9 o'clock, we will get to know what they have for us. These are the things that we will be talking about. But let us acknowledge some of those that's following us this morning, and we'll be able to go over to our international correspondents. This is Cyrus Hine. He says, good morning, VOL. Greetings from London. Benedict Yiman says, good morning, VOL. Ruby Kane, I'm following you from Gandasville. Daniel Bono writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm Daniel Bono, following up from Tapeta, Nimba County. Jimmy Wilson, he writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia, and good morning to the peace and loving people of Zensu Town, Lower Bon County. I'm following from Red Light. Dr. Young himself, page 1, he writes, good morning, big station. I'm listening to you via my mobile radio from Banka, Bon County. Keep up the good work. February 19 writes, I'm watching you from Douala General Market. Abraham Kone, he says, good morning, VOL. Amos Morba writes, good morning. For my end, I'm watching live from UAE. Lovocho Wolotol Win. He says, good morning, Samira and the Voice of Liberia family, and to my people of Jakaken, my own hometown of River G County, and the people of River G. I'm following from Southern Arizona, the United States. Tonke Kekula Jr. says, hi, VOL. Jude Wonlah writes, good morning. I'm following live from Johnsonville. Jessica M. Colley says, good morning, my Liberian sister. How is Liberia this morning? Liberia isn't bad, my sister. Actions TV Liberia writes, good morning. We are following from our office in District 14. Eugene Jobo says, good morning, VOL. Very, very soon, Boakai 100 days plan will be over, and up to present, there is no road map, no vision as to where our country is headed. Anyway, I'm watching from Capital Bypass. D. Jacqueline Cannon Powell writes, says, okay, we did that already. Moses Zepe goes on by saying, good morning, Voice of Liberia. And Moses Zepe, I join you from Ganta Highway, from a Ganta Highway resident. Prince Gable Senior says, good morning, VOL family. Sarah Yimpon writes, okay, the network, we settled that. This is Stephen Jewel. He goes on by saying, good morning, VOL. I'm Stephen Jewel, watching from the last district in Montserrat County. Kutape says, good morning, VOL family. I'm following you from Banka Sete, Bon County, Liberia. Thank you for the important information given to the Liberian people. Thank you so much. Let God bless you and your family. Thank you. Thompson T. Tapper goes on, and he says, good morning, VOL. I'm Thompson Tapper, following from my St. Martin's Catholic High School, Banka, Bon County. Thanks for the great service that you guys provide for the Liberian people. Ambassador Abu Sulami Seyon writes, good morning, Samira and Melvin. I'm watching from Beaumont's Bridge. The last matches will be played at the same time, which Bomi and Babalu will be played at the Samuel Kayon's door practice pitch. This is CN Winning T. Saras. He writes, good morning, VOL family. I'm watching for Banga City, Bon County. Odachi Shelton says, I'm watching from Roberts Field Highway. You have echoes. Okay, we did that. We have made the adjustments already. Salalie Kemon writes, good morning, Samira. Liberia is an interesting country. What the Liberian National Police get to do with the EPS issue? And this unfit, unprepared, and confused Joe really want to bring problem into this country, man. Jerry Zawe says, good morning. VOL. Odashi Shelton said, thank you. It's done now. Certainly. Robert Blayon says, good morning, VOL. I'm watching from the RRA Magibi County. Asata Emilia writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Good to be on the show. Vamuya V.S. Sharif said, thanks for the program. Aaron Guanu following Sia Mandela. Okay, we won't read that. Vamoma V.S. Sharif writes and says, watching from Brownsville City. Thanks for the program. Ambassador Fakpa G. Flomo Jr. writes, good morning. Voice of Liberia family. Fakpa G. Flomo Jr. watching you from a Pro Corner in GSA Road, Kissy Camp Community, Pinsville. I want to thank you guys in studio for the job you people are doing for the Liberian people. Joe Smith writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I want to appreciate you guys for the job well done, giving the Liberian people all the best information in the country. Christine Tolokpala says, good morning, Sam, and to your co-host. I have gotten addicted to listening to this station from Monday to Friday, and I must admit that you guys have made almost all the community radio talk shows dormant down for listening audience. Continue doing what you do. Flomoti David writes, good morning, VOL. Thanks for the soon morning breakfast. Certainly, it's called Early Bird. Emmanuel Tamata from Bon County. I'm watching you from Central Liberia, Manka, Bon County. That's one of our regular followers, excuse me. Kalu Ibrahim Kroman says, good morning. Abubakar Sharif says, I'm following from Claratown. E.D. Nick Guy says, watching you from Italy. Allison says, good morning, VOL. I'm following from France. Motati Brown says, good morning, Voice of Liberia. Breaking Limits Mambayo says, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm following from Upper Catwell. Patrick Kali Senior says, I'm watching from the USA. Patrick P. Tolaulo says, good morning, VOL family. I'm following from my friend Joe Community Banker. Blessed Prince Kamara writes, good morning, VOL family. I'm following from Bannersville Estate. Richard H. Richard says, I'm following from Bentor City. How is Bentor this morning? Ben Chuku Tolon says, good morning, VOL. I'm Bill Chuku Tolon, following from Banka City, Bon County. Melton Bobby Japate writes, good morning, VOL. I'm watching from New Georgia Junction. Fasu Masakwe says, Edwin Melvin Juah, thanks for the great work. Fasu Masakwe also writes and says, I'm following from Salala District, Bon County. Thanks so much. Florence Suamasi says, okay, I think she's trying to do a business here. Bele King says, good morning, VOL family. Joining you from Oslo, Norway. Stephen Newman Yako says, good morning. I'm watching from Bromance, Fuaman District, number 7. Joseph T. Quali writes, good morning. I'm watching from Bon County. Henry Yanko says, following you guys from our end on this awesome Friday morning. Thanks for the update in the country. Esther Gezi says, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm watching from my new home, Congo Town, and congratulations to Lofa County, my first choice. Abdullah Ducle says, good morning, Samira Wonlah, following from my new Matati Estate residence in Sinca, Monrovia, Liberia. Prince Jeddah says, I'm watching from the People's Republic of Fiamma Police. You guys need to stop what you are doing. Let the EPS officers go and arrest EPS officers. Why didn't you arrest the AFL wives when they blocked the roads for this? Anyway, everyone has their equal, certainly. Joe D. Sosa says, good morning, Voice of Liberia and peace, and the peace-loving people of this broadcast. This is Joe D. Sosa. I'm following from the community. Joseph T. Colley writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. I'm watching from Bon County. Thanks for the information. Ambassador Emmanuel S. Smo goes on by saying, good morning, VOL. I'm watching from Kakata, Margibi County. Ansu Kome writes, I'm following from the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Abdullah Duple says, good morning, my beautiful sister. Too many comments. Jeremiah Va writes, good morning, Voice of Liberia. My name is Jeremiah Va from David Dean Town, Kokoya District, Bon County. Bill M. Quaison says, good morning. I'm following from the University of Ghana, Legon Campus, Regional Institute for Population Studies. So that's all the acknowledgement we can do on the broadcast this morning because we have other things to go to. So let's be able to go to our international correspondent from Nigeria so that she be able to tell us what is the current situation within Nigeria this morning. Let's be able to get the lady, that is Naomi Kumbenta. Yes, she is from Nigeria. We are trying to get her on the line this morning so that we be able to get the happenings within Nigeria on this morning broadcast. So, Yariset, we have from Nigeria, Naomi Kumbenta on the line. Good morning, Naomi.
Good morning, Mira. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so no fewer than 16 persons were feared dead and 20 others injured when a commercial vehicle plying the Banga, yes, that is Banga Kukawa Road, government area of Bono State in the northeastern region of Nigeria, drove over an improvised explosive device suspected to have been planted by the ISWAP terrorist group. Can you tell us or give us more update on this development?
All right, thank you very much, Mira. You know, when the incident happened, the command was contacted, and the 7DIV spokesman, Lieutenant Colonel Ajimosu Jingema, said he would not comment on the incident as the location falls under the jurisdiction of the multinational task force, which the headquarters is in Jemena in Chad Republic. However, a resident from that location told newsmen that it was rumored that a mine was planted there and the intent of killing the troops. But unfortunately, a commercial vehicle drove over the mine before any military vehicle could, killing about 16 people and injuring about 20. Most of them were passers-by. It's back to you in the studio.
So why did the ISWAP choose the Lake Chad basin to launch such an attack?
So, Mira, Maiduguri-based security expert, one Abdullahi Abubakar, raised those concerns over the resurgence of these sporadic attacks by ISWAP across the Lake Chad basin from three angles, which are not unconnected to the fact that they're struggling for control because it's the business hub of the state. He also gave three other reasons why this ISWAP's resurgence is around the Lake Chad basin. One, he said it is because the troops had claimed that they had eradicated Boko Haram absolutely. And then two, he said ISWAP, which is a rival of Boko Haram, have invaded the Lake Chad not just to unleash terror, but also to continue to oppress the Boko Haram terrorists for supremacy. And thirdly, he said ISWAP wants to show the Nigerian army that they are very much around and they are very much uncrushable. Although the expert also suggested that until the troops are able to eradicate ISWAP, which is a terrorist group, completely, the Lake Chad Basin would not be left alone.
With the resurgence of sporadic attacks by ISWAP across the Lake Chad Basin, can one say that the fight against terrorism in northeast Nigeria has yielded to any positive results?
Of course, Mira, we've seen a lot of improvement from where we're coming with the introduction of the kinetic methods of tackling insecurity, and also the army-civil relationship has improved. So much success has been achieved. However, there are some little attacks from here and there just to prove the fact that the terrorists, they want to prove that they are still existing. But yes, so much has been achieved in the positive angle.
Okay, thank you, Naomi Kubenda. That's our Nigerian correspondent, Naomi Kubenda. That's all we will talk to for now. Monday, we'll be able to bring you all of the international correspondence, but for today's broadcast, that is what you have there from Nigeria. So, Juah, that is it. Let's be able to move over to a few housekeeping issues that will take us to 8 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, we'll be able to have our first discussion on this morning broadcast. But what do you see? How do you think that the protest today will be, Juah? The ProSA protest. This is a long-awaited one. Do you think that this protest, too many persons will come out looking at civil service agencies saying that they are starting their head counts on today?
Well, we wouldn't describe, the outcome of the people protest better than they will do. But what happens is, from the look of things, we're looking at the disaster victims, people who was gutted, fired, and burned down to ashes. And up to current, the government have not spoken to those people, even sent a word of empathy to them. It appears to be something where they would describe as the government is not in their interest. But then one thing which we also thinking on is that the ProSA is above to do the marching on behalf of those victims. And the reason is there are people who are victimized already, but then it's also possible that people will be victimized in future to come when there's no redress to this situation. Why? Because we are not saying it is the government that causing fire all over. That one is a disaster, is beyond end of our control, is a natural disaster. But the frequent occurrence of the disaster draws the attention of everyone, thinking as if how some appearing to be masterminded. But then what it is the government doing, to put things under control as to whether there are plans on the way or they are playing, evil deeds by some people. If the government come in to talk about the disaster, there will be a bit fear put in people who are in the habit of, doing some of the, let's say, causing some of the disasters. But the government keep mute. That means the government isn't talking anything about the disaster. It means that the government is not focusing on certain class of people in the country, but instead they are focusing on people who got money, or people who are rich, or people who are governmentally connected. In recent time, the current speaker for Nati Kofa house got at fire. The floor of steps got burned. And the following day, the president went to express his empathy. He went with a lot of delegates. So they went there, they spoke with the speaker and the lecturer, they did what they could. And on Tuesday in the same week, we saw that the ground floor of the deputy speaker house was being furnished, everything was being restored on course, everything. So now you still got people who were being affected, since January, February, They haven't getting, an address on how the situation affected them. They have ran from radio stations to another radio stations, flagging their issues. Some of them are homeless. Some of them are shelterless. They don't have food to eat at all. But then they are crying on humanitarian, philanthropic to help them get food to eat or even area to sleep. But the government is yet to speak to them about how their situations have been appearing deplorable. But the government went to empathize with the speaker. So that means it shows that the government is up to certain class, and certain class they are not up to them, because if the people horses burn since January up to current, and they are not getting any impacted message from the e-marketing website or from the president, and immediately the speaker horse got fired. The next day, we saw the president visiting the speaker. So we agree and accept that he is an official of government. So that means the president needed to go there.
Senior official.
Yeah, senior official. But the common people or the local people, what they deserve to or what they would need would just be, maybe you send out a message, empathizing with them, expressing, your grief.
Sympathy.
Yeah, expressing your grief on how the houses have been gutted fire and the degree of trauma it will cause people. Imagine some people can have their last saving, Samira. People will have their last saving in the house, and the house will just catch fire, it burn everything. So where do you expect such a person to get started from? Life will become very difficult for such a person. So the kind word offered by the government to the president will make them to restore hope and courage that we can stay bounce back in life and we can make it on our own. It's not that the president will not make it on their own without your word, but that concern to be shown by the government. So PROSA coming out today isn't a bad thing, but PROSA will have to be careful, how they go about doing their marching. There are a lot of groups will be in favor of PROSA marching on the countdown of the fire disasters across Monrovia or Liberia. But then how are they going to get, what we call a countdown of situation? Because when you are doing these things, the government needs to be in support of you. That means the government will have to provide security for you. And there's something I'm still trying to figure out, because I have not understood anything about their marching as it is a protest, because every protest will have a petition, and the petition will be addressed to, let's say, addressed to a particular government official or institution. So I have not heard about anything about protest. If so, then they will have that petition. If they will have the petition, then they will have a particular institution that they are addressing the petition to look into the issue of their grievance. But then what happens is, if they are only working, calling on the government as well, it is government responsibility to provide security for them. But here is it. Are they in compliance with the law as well? That means, have they been able to send a communication out to the security apparatus, especially the Liberia National Police, to provide them security?
You're asking about PROSA?
PROSA issue, yes.
They said, we had the in-studio couple of this, and they said that they did that. They talked to the police, and it's the police responsibility. If they see one on a protest, they'll be able to go about to guarantee their safety. But they also said that they are militants and they have their own security system.
Yeah, but it can be above the
and all of that. But as I was
system.
told by them, they said that the Liberia National Police, they will be there. It was what they said. But let's look at this.
Yeah,
thing.
if the Liberia National Police in the know, then that means
yes,
it is a good thing.
Yes.
So we welcome their march today. So as the government can look into this issue,
as you said,
send out a message so we can put the necessary measures in place that too many houses that are getting on fire in Monrovia, churches, schools, homes of people will not be, on the rampant as it is.
Certainly. So like you said, that's the same thing about this fire issue. It continues to happen continuously. I got a report from, it's not with Monrovia. I think in one of these counties, I think 2 homes got hit with fire again. This is something that's happening on a daily basis. And like you said, the common Liberians, they all went to the polls to vote President boycott. So there is no way that these things will be happening. And he cannot say a word about it. Up to now, he haven't said anything. And so many people, they have been left, without homes. They don't have clothes to even wear. Look at what happened to the speaker. Come for example, the former president, we had to give the speaker suitcases for him with clothes, filled with clothes, right? For him to be able to wear them. Then what about these people that it happened to on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Where do you think they will take clothes from to wear?
So
they are starting life all over. Do you even think that they have accounts? They have money saved in their accounts.
Where
for
account
them to be able
come
to
from? Look at the condition
them,
the horses said are getting on fire before
for
you
them
don't talk
to
about
be,
account.
just the same way how the speaker for Natikofa said that he don't know the cause of the fire because his house is well wired and there was no fireplace except to say you left stove or anything. So that's the same thing. All Liberians across Liberia, you cannot talk to one and be able to tell you that this is the cause of the fire, or it was the cause of the fire. There is no cause, but it continues to happen, and the government is not saying anything. And these people, they are our leaders. When the country is in such time, you'll be able to sympathize with your people. Nobody's saying that you should move to each of these persons' houses that are being gutted with fire, but a word will be able to ease the process. Somebody will say the president spoke about it already. He said that they are putting measures into place, but it's being ignored. So the protest today, it is welcoming because it's for all Liberians. No, there is no specific person. The protest is for all Liberians. But here's the thing with the civil servants hair count. I think that civil servants made the announcement yesterday about their hair counts starting today. I don't know as to if they are in fear, thinking that there are some civil servants that will want to join the process, right? The protest process, right? To get in the street and march. Because it is a peaceful march. There is no one that's going to be disgruntled.
This government is something we want to term it as a civil servant government.
Yeah.
So everything the government will do should be in the interest of the civil servant. Because civil servant, we heard them chanting.
You harmonize my salary.
Harmonize their salary.
Harmonize your vote.
So they had the vote of former president harmonized. So we are not saying this with malice or disrespect, to anybody, right? But what happens is anything you opted for or anything you have opted is what to benefit you. So for me, I have opted being a journalist. And I am. So all of the things I will do journalistically should be something that will benefit me and will also benefit my listeners. So that means you saw us yesterday running after stories when the dismissed EPS officers appear here later when they were walking, going at the Capitol building where we saw the Nissan patrol jeep filled with police officers with guns, running after them. And we were there covering the story yesterday. So that's our own action. So that's what we stand for. So you as a civil servant, what you stand for is what you also stand to benefit from. So here comes, I don't want to term it to be something like they want to put fear in civil servant or they want to do it because they want to stop civil servant. The marching today concerns civil servant as well because they are Liberians.
So you think why they put it on this, why they decided to start it from this particular day?
This is what I'm saying. The margin of PROSAC today is been a long plan calculated stuff.
Yeah.
The civil servant issue today or the civil service issue today, it has not been to our knowledge. And considering today, but that's government, of how they plan their protocols or day-to-day activities. They will not go about exposing everything to the public, but we don't know as to whether they have had this plan in a very long time. Government could plan things in the course of 2-3 days, and they go about executing, that measure in the course of 2-3 days. But then, I don't want to consider it to be a fear that government want to put in the civil servant because PROSAC marching today. I don't also want to term it as a fear, right? I don't want to term it as a fear, and I don't also want to term it as it is not a fear. So it is what it is, and let it go ahead and do what they can. All we need is the betterment of our country, Liberia.
So I think that is something that it is like this, right? The issue of hair counts, I think that it shouldn't be like they got reasons that they will not tell the public. That's the reason why you see they will put too many persons down from some of these ministries, and some of the people that they will put down, their names won't even be ghost names. You know why? Probably that person went out of town, or they had something important to cater to. Your work is important too, but if you have few family issues, you ask for excuse. And when the excuse is granted, you'll be able to stay home. So at the end of the day, when these people go out the various ministries and they are not there, for an example, this is abrupt, right? It was just said yesterday evening or late night. It is abrupt. So what if I am a civil servant and taking today to be Friday, right? I decided to attend to something out of town after I've worked the whole week. You get some civil servant, we can't even go to work. But let's just say I've worked the whole week, and Friday I had some family issue, or probably someone is getting married, right? Someone that is close to me. It's just some kind of family issue, and I decided to attend. So you are saying that because I never came to work or never went to work on this Friday, meaning my name is a ghost name. No. Whereas in the information reached everyone very late. Some people don't even know that hair count starting today. And at the same time too, if you tell them about the hair count, other people want to come to work. That's another thing too. But let's look at it from that standpoint.
It has a lot of inconveniences.
Yes.
It has a lot of inconveniences.
Seriously, I'm saying that relating to this particular protest, I'm giving my honest thought, right? What I'm thinking. Because protests, pro-side protests, they have been long. And seeing that everybody knows that it's on April 19th. And the main issue that the protest is being held, or this match is being held on today, is because of the fire issue. But other things, other Liberians that have happened, other things like the civil servants that budget, in the budget, their salaries never increased. The civil servant budget, it never increased. They are still taking that same money. And they elected this president for their salaries or for their budget to be increased. But it wasn't. So now, seeing it on today, if all civil servants go to work, many civil servants won't be able to attend because they will be waiting. Why if they wait to have a ministry say, I didn't see anybody from civil service to come to the hair count? That is another thing. Yeah, so I am just trying to give thoughts as to how it's somehow linked with this pro-side protest, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it has a lot of inconveniences where people have had a premeditated, or calculated plan for the weekend, and they might have worked all through the week. And this Friday, some of them will want to take it out to visit their family, especially the national count is supposed to meet its own. People want to go cheer their various counties.
Exactly. People will leave.
Just coming up with an abrupt, citation, it is something inconveniencing. So the civil service agency will have to look into that. But it is why it is. That's their plan already. So we can't, say anything that will make them to change their mind. That's why they are calculated for the long time, because they wanted to see it happening today. Yes. So if what they calculated it because PROSA is having their work on today, for me, I don't know. But if they have had this plan a very long time, I think they should have done the decent, work information cooperation where you have to inform all of your workers, let them be in the know that on today we will do this, because you don't want to let me know that people, the civil servants, and if you want to do a hair count, you got the system already set up. People who are employed with government,
the reason why
they got their photos,
people, they put them down.
They got their sensitive information in the database. They got their passport size ID card. So if you will do a hair count, when you call a person, Mr. John Brown, you look at the face, look at the ID card, or the ID card, the bears as a civil servant. Yeah. You're looking at the passport size photo, and you're looking at the name, the body contact and stuff. Those are how civil service should be able to identify and eradicate the ghost name or get rid of the ghost name from
It shouldn't be something that
the
will come
payroll.
abruptly.
Yeah,
Should be
the payroll.
abrupt.
So for me, I don't know.
Then if it being abrupt, people will tell me as a witch hunt. Because while you're coming to do a hair count, you can't tell, you can inform the public. The other people come to work, you will see their face on their Vera IT guys or passport size photo. So definitely you'll be able to do your hair count. Telling them doesn't mean that they will bring another person and put it to the ghost name. If Juah and Samira face is not the same, for an example, Juah name is on the list, and when they go for the hair count, prior to the time, then the HR, whoever that put that particular name that says Samira and bring her, definitely they will know that Juah is not Samira. So there is nothing in there to say they want to do it abruptly. It's something that the public should be informed. So probably it's somehow linked to this protest on today. But that's it for the protest is going on today, though. Let's see as to how it will turn out. Let's see how people will come out. Let's see as to how the country will be. Mind you have some lawmakers that are in support of this. Too many lawmakers, they are in support of it. But let's see as to how it goes.
And when we talk about the lawmakers issue, I heard someone, of more recent telling me, why would representative be supporting such a gathering? Representative has his right to form part of any other gathering in as much it don't have any
negative
motive,
yes,
any motive to sabotage the peace of our country.
Oh yeah.
The thing here is the unprecedented form and manner people houses are burning in Liberia. The form and manner in which the victims are being treated. It is not going well with lawmakers who wanting to form part of the march. It is their right. So, lawmakers don't have control over natural disasters. But the concern here should be when the natural disasters occur, the victims should be identified. The victims should be reconciled with. In recent time, we saw the Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, identifying with the landslide victims in Riverside County. When that issue occurred where you have more than 15 persons who left on the mud there on the gold mine, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn went there. He identified with the victims or the bereaved family. In Monrovia, you got people houses burning. We yet to hear the president talking about that, or the vice president talking about it, or the government in totality to talk about that. So people marching, that doesn't mean they are against the country, but they are against the form and minor people horses are catching fire, and there is no concern showing from the government's angle.
And this issue about protests within the country is something that I sensed it previously from the armed forces of Liberia, right? These men, from their wives' protests, I got to know that protests within this country will be on a normal basis. Look at what happened on yesterday at the Capitol building with the motorcyclists. They are saying that they will get in the street.
Yeah, so that motorcyclist issue, I was there again. We were heading to 12th Street, and we're going to the internet office, so we wanted to set up some stuff. So on our way there, the manager could do the night, when we engaged the Capitol Hill, we saw the cyclists, they have barricaded, between the UL and the Capitol building side, they crossed the motorbike in the middle of the road, and we saw all of them there making noise. They said they were singing song, in fact, but I'm not the one to sing after them. Yeah, I think you can go to the video on the, check the other side. We'll bring you the video and you will listen to them. So they were singing on yesterday. Their concern here is politicians, or especially because they were specific on yesterday when their head appeared in
the studio
here. When their heads appear here, they said politicians, particularly Western Tappet, hired them as motorcyclists to run campaign for President Joseph Boakai, and that means their issues or concerns were being addressed when they are sent to power. And now they have ascended, but since then, there hasn't been any address to their plights regarding to their safety in the street, regarding to the restriction in the street. And now they have been hinted that the police director, Greg Como, will be instituting measures, I think on the 7th or the 9th, right, of next month?
The 7th of May.
The 7th of next month, that there will be a no-go zone for motorcyclists. That means certain part of Monrovia, motorcyclists will not be allowed to fly the street, and certain time they will not be allowed, to run traffic. So their concern yesterday was, if you were saying we should not fly the street of Monrovia, you asked us earlier when you were campaigning, we flew the street with you. Now you have won. So what your fear, what you think will happen that did not happen when we flew the street with you during campaign time, when you have various jamborees, when you have all people running campaign with manure in that kind of heavy group, we make your convoy very lively and campaign along with you, and we convince people, and you have assented. Today, all of the various political groupings have dissolved, and all of them go on normality, and now we on our normal traffic. You want to institute no-go zone for us. Is that prudent enough? Is that what we went to? Is that the agreement we had? Now they are saying they will not adhere to any no-go zone imposed on them by the police director. So yesterday at the Capitol building, we managed to stop there. But they were in high gear. You could not talk to any of them. So when we passed, we passed by the first group, right in front of UL and all of the Capitol building. Driving down small again, the road leading going to the executive mansion side was being blocked again, and the road right in front of the Foreign Affairs Ministry was also blocked by the motorcyclists. They were all singing the song again and again. So I think, Samira, we will have to...
Yes, so that is it for the housekeeping. The song, I don't know, but it's not really necessary that we play the song. The public already have a picture of what we are telling them. And that is it. If you want that, it's on Voice of Liberia page on Facebook. You can get it. We talk about two things in our housekeeping. Let's take few courses, Juah, just few courses on these things, and we'll be able to go into the main discussion. Like I said this morning, Liberians, we will open the phone lines for Liberians to give their thoughts about this government, be it good or bad. What are some of the things that the government has done? We'll give you the chance. We'll open the phone lines, ringing from the devs within the country.
It's all about what matters
yes,
to you,
be
it good or bad.
If you think that the government, because they put down over 300 EPS officers, you want to talk about it, or you feel that the one economic crimes code, they did well with it, or you feel that the motorcyclists, they got right to plow the streets of Monrovia, whatever. Be it good or bad, we will open the phone lines. You'll be able to give your thoughts.
And we will also be taking a recommendation. Maybe right, what you want the government to do for you. Not you particularly, but when I say you, we mean the country, that everyone will benefit.
Yes, you open the phone lines and you'll be able to tell us that on this morning broadcast. So the numbers to call are 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907, and you also call 0779 Bon County, 0779-003-835, 0779-003-835. We will take that. We will take calls on that, and we'll go up to as many as we can take this morning. Let's take our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Samira. How you doing?
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the Prophet Emmanuel Eswati. I call you from New Kakata, Magini County. The government promised the Liberian people, he said, President, we are made the U.S. rate to go high. And he said, President, we are made food expensive. And he said they are coming to change it. So the thing that the government promised, the campaign message they were giving to us, that few people to vote for them to elect them, that they fulfill their promises. And the peace, President, we are making. only in 6 years, they didn't protect the peace. They country was taken over to them peacefully, and then they protect the peace. The president, we are come back 2029. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the man like you.
Okay.
God bless President William.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
This is Stephen B. Curtis Jr., and I joined this discussion from the 16th Street Finger this morning. Let me applaud you for your brilliant and unique analysis this morning. But my concern has to do with the 40 EPA officers that were intentionally laid off by this government.
The how many?
You know, if I may stand to be correct, 40.
Over 300, my brother.
Okay, whatever the number is. The issue here is that we discussed this thing. We were in a vanguard conscientizing people to all the issues that are faced with today. So people to feel the devil that you think and they enjoy having things. Joe Baba, all those things. Joe Baba king power will wish on. Joe Baba king of faith. So for them laying off a trained armed men, that is a threat that he has created in a society that will hunt after peaceful people. Because it is threatening to see land that have been trained with arms for 5 to 6 years. They are without benefit. We are using it into any other security sector. That is a complete mistake that the government continue to make. And also the issue of the motorcyclists. They were one of the lead criminals to Joe Biden. So I think their cry just come as a result of daydream. Because daydream had no positive result on the dreamer. All you have misreading and other miserable things that will bring bad feelings to your mind. So I think they should live in it. They should accept it will get better. Thank you this morning for the opportunity.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. CDC Babu calling from Malapwe.
Okay.
You know, the government looking in the yellow man where they're white. They see new woman married a new woman. They start blocking on their own one. You start blocking on their own one, they start coming, then the new one start blocking on you too. That's how we look at it. Like money we are here, helping or do everything, pay our children school fee, everything. Bwaka came with lie, we job here, Bwaka. You see what happened to the motorcycles? They want to speak for Bwaka, boo, 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 boo. So it's good for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Samira and Juah.
Good morning.
This is Shepherd Morton.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the topic on the discussion this morning, the talking point. My concern has to do with the issue that has to do with putting down over 300 EPS officers. From what I do is that the current regime, they don't mean well for Liberia. The fact that you have people who are trained with guns, and all of a sudden get start to put them down without any remorse or without taking into consideration the reciprocal effect we have on the vast majority of the Liberian people. It's quite unfortunate, and we should rethink. The problem for us in this country, leadership in Africa, the people don't think, they don't even care for the people that put them there. They only care when they want to vote for the people. After then, they don't care. It's quite unfortunate. This thing will have serious implications on our country. We need to disable him. If he decides to put people then down, there should be a benefit from that. But unfortunately, not. All the political regime just decide to say, it's bad for us. And the thing we are setting when he explodes, everyone will see it. That's my take this morning.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Mara.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mama. William W. Wuru, and I'm People Defender. I joined for Kawa this morning. Let me say thanks ever so much for the topic given to us. And thanks to the CEO. Because Dr. Mara, information is power. And all the people are there all of the time to get information. To my own saying this morning is that this unprepared government, this undemocratic, this government is not doing well. When the things are just a Bwaka, they think and for the day, disrupt or whatsoever. Even people are going on Africa Summit, talking about meeting, to tell me to discuss the group, the farmer mark, each country. They're not able to go nowhere. We are hearing that we're about to go for, I don't know, more leave or whatever. We are later to hospital, the training center, this is what I brought them off. And what I want to say is that this man is making people unlawfully, even in making, I got together people who are killing to carrying gold, I got making it that confusion more than when people are arresting EPS officer, and there's growth in our country. Because the guy making a country, instigating a state, and there's not corrupt, because I want to know how we are involved. How we are living in this country, whatever happened to this country, it will affect us. Because when we get passport to travel, whatever, there's our country that nobody can follow deport from this country. So we're going to be people, and the people are given to the power, then come on, we'll start doing things out of the way. And putting when you have somebody at point, and there's one our country. When you get behind well, you pay them for 2 years. So we don't have a chance of somebody who just come into the country, no. You been going for the 2 years. You must get smell everything. Yeah? People say, but we don't know nothing. You are there, you are educated, you know everything. What are you doing to those things? You're taking money from our cover. Why you're not pregnant yet? Buying vehicle, 150,000. For what? What is it for? That they can't rescue each other. You are doing it. People no. You are harming this country. People are going to loot, vampire, death, something. Why you are sucking the rainbow blood? They're not going to be country. And there is nothing that we are saying. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this one. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yes, Samira, this is Samira. We are calling from District number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Samira, the actions of the civil director is a clever attempt to undermine the peaceful protest. Reason being, the civil servants that are affected from the so-called downsizing or removal of the name rule will get the march of magnitude, greater magnitude. So they come here to undermine that these people, when they go, it will put fear in them when they sit there so that they attend the march. But that is a feeble form. They made the man because even if the civil servants don't go, we that are directly affected will be set. Look at the issue of people going demolishing people who in swamps. It's swamp for individuals that Gregory Como will get 150 police officers to go and suppress our people, humiliate them, that we say that people will do things against the will of the Liberian people. So any attempt of the government to do any other thing to discourage people, it will be the encouragement for the people to go. But that is not even anything. Say when I go, we are not working for government, we go. Because it is our country we're talking about.
Okay.
So the issue of that is nothing. We were going to do the protest. And protest to Samira, those are the Slum Dweller Association coming over, huge protest. Why they were demanding people have in swamp that they been developing from the 80 at the Cali Junction.
That is the Roto town. The Roto town.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's a serious problem there. Good morning.
Hey, Samira.
Good morning.
Good morning to Edwin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What I want to say is that the government is stroking. Mr. Boga is stroking. Because for one fact is that going to the Speaker House is just a formality because you want for the Speaker to impeach him. But on the other hand, if you see the people who voted for you, then you are not going to them. You are not going to them to tell them, oh, my people, I am sorry for what going on. But here is some of the help I gave from the government angle. Then you are trying to make fun out of the Liberian people. Why you think the people should vote for you? Why you think so? Why is you having so? Then which means you are trying to make fun. So thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me take this one. Good morning, Juah.
Good morning.
Your name and where you come from?
Thank you. This is Pascal from District 6, Pascal Davis. And let me say thanks for the show. You know, Samira, the Liberians actually beg for this, and I think they're enjoying it. For me, I'm not going to ask government to provide alternatives. We can't support development. I can recall when Georgia government was building or paving the roof on the ELB junction to Red Light, the marketeers were everywhere along that route.
the government has built a market around the Omega Belt and asked every marketeer to go there. But guess what they were saying? The government didn't provide job for the people. The country had the people looking for their daily bread. Oh, the government wanted them from there. What the alternative? They play not even defense. You carry Liberians there. Politicians were saying that. And mind you, the electorate, they were satisfied because politicians were saying what their ears were up to hear. Today, without alternative, you asking the motorcyclists to stay out. The people said something. Look, we don't want to ride motorbike any longer. In fact, that point is still order on the importation motorbike. All we want Mr. Butter to do is to provide job. Mind you, the boast of the private sector being, one of the highest employment. That's what they said. They bring companies. I want you to bring the company. Until the companies are brought to the country, just allow our motorcyclists to plow the street. That's all we want. But again, when you look on the other side, how can we defend people who ignorantly went and voted Mr. Boga? Ignorantly. They voted him on no races, on no basis. They said they want Juah because Juah building road for them. They want Juah because Juah paying street tuition. They want Juah because Juah paying tax. So they said one Boga because Boga is an old man, even though he's not well, but we want him. So how can we talk with these kind of people? It's a sad time. Look, sometimes democracy in Liberia is a mess. And that's what we see. People who just made decision for Savior, start to regret the decision you made for Savior just in 4 months' time. You think you really get sense? It's a sad time for our country. But thank you so kindly.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Samira and your colleague in studio.
Your name and where you come from?
Thank you for having me. I'm Emmanuel M. Topper Jr., CRC of the Intellectual Class of District number 14. Let me say good morning to your listening audience. Samira and your colleague, let me firstly say bravos to the members of PROSA, those students who have conglomerated themselves and for a very long time that they were going to protest today to bring Mr. Bwaka attention to his satanic fire that is spearing the country. And it is every government responsibility to provide security for its citizens, not only things that seem to be physical, but even if a natural disaster occurs and is persistently occurring, there's a need that government or president tries to intervene and find solutions to its citizens' problems. Even in the U.S., when there's a flooding, there's any kind of disaster, the citizens will petition the government. So we want to appreciate the people, the student of PROSA that are preparing themselves to do the call upon Mr. Bwaka. And we want to caution this United Party police that what's happening in King George, what they did to the citizens of King George who have been exposed to denigrating situation, to a bad living standard, and those people decide to protest, win and open fires on them, they murder them under Mr. Bwaka. Want to caution Mr. Bwaka, any attempt by Mr. Bwaka police on a Gregory Common to do such thing in the city, Mr. Bwaka and his cronies will be faced with unspecified action because the CDC is not in this protest. It is not the CDC protesting, but we will support any protest in this country, whether it's a cockroach, whether it's catfish on the water trying to protest, we will support it. And then let me say thank you ever so much for affording me the platform.
Thank
and we'll
you.
be there with our people. We'll be standing on the corner. The civil servants are welcome to join the protest because there's a reason why today they have decided to do a head-to-head count as an attempt to prevent them from going to the protest. But they should stand for their right or forever be in state for 6 consecutive years. Because 6 years is not a joke. You will have your children, if you have a child with a 10-year child, they're going to be 16 in 6 years. And if you are 20, doesn't matter, you're going to be 26. That their age is going down. So they have to stand with PROSA. They have to speak justice to Mr. Bwaka, who is a complete deviant to social norms.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you join us from?
Well, this is Eddie B from Chicken Party. Remember to respond on different things. Look, for me, if anybody make the attempt to take motorcycle from the street, we join them in that protest. To be honest with you, because where the people get delivered from, you want to take them from the street. That today you party know that you want to take people from the street. That today you get to know. That today you get to know that you want to take people from the street. Look, we'll join the guys there. We'll be with them to the fullest. We'll support them in any capacity. Because why you must be acting wicked to the people for? But if you are wicked today, you taking people from the street, you say you want clean it today, you want do the one, and it's that day, that how you want to pay the motorcycle there, but someone to your heart to learn. Your heart to learn. We are telling you all right, they put that in your interest. A person that not supported anybody, he not promoted anybody entire life. Look at what he doing there today. He used you. Who not to get vote for you? Look at how he did somebody today. How will you get the bread? And he tell you from the street, you'll be funded in the communities. To get one party here, you know what it takes? Today people want back here. Thank you for the opportunity, my this is LEP.
Thank you, LEP. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, dear brother.
Your name and where you join us from?
First of Liberia family.
We are fine. Your name?
Well, I am Jay Benedict. We're calling from Kawal. Thank you for your time and discussion. What I got to say to this discussion is that if a man will get in a seat and think about re-election and that what is right, he will lose election day. What am I trying to say? We all need to consider the age of Liberia now and see how best we can work together. The government is there to provide protect life and property. We all have lands and the motorcyclists and the keke rider. The kind of accident and the way they treat the pedestrian, I think that must be a measurement put in place to control them. Although the time is hard, I must admit. But I mean, where Liberia is now, we must have try to do away with this impunity. You see, in Liberia as a whole, when we come to modern development, it'll be like witch hunting. I know the people from the other side will call it witch hunting. But look at Liberia now. You're talking about fire. If they happen fire getting your area and to get the fire service truck, how do they enter in? The country is not laid up. So, I mean, this Jota Bata government, we just have to rally around here and see what best we can carry this country forward. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
Okay, let's take this.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you join us from?
Thank you so much. I remain the political officer of the National Response and Defense Proper Defender Peter McCauley, and I join from District 9 Monserrat County.
Let's hear you.
You know, my brother, sometimes I wonder how our country is going. Look, this country, we don't love this country, especially our leaders. Yesterday, other people castigated things that, quote unquote, they say were not good, but they come up, they think are not good, then they are continue to carry on the aspect. But let me say this to the motorcyclists. I can retrospect when the campaign for canvassing for the former president of this country, George Weah. One of our guys in Rennes was showing that two finger up, that number two, they want anything they do, they agree, that number two is the area. In fact, the irritation might not live. Number two, when I go to Peter McCauley, anything he says, like call all your radio station that number two is our number two. So now number two, you know, rescue can come in many ways. In many ways, rescue can come. That one rescue can come with fire disaster. That one rescue can come with current issue. Now the injured can visit every room at night. Everyone can be stripped naked because of the heat. So the injured can be seen. They come around. Injured cannot visit any houses in the night to bless people because when you enter in the house, you can see everybody naked laying on the floor because for heat. So rescue can come anyway. You understand that they go to in job people are rescued about bullets. You can retrospect people are rescued. When look at radio kids or throw up, people rescue. You are here, my brother and friend. When Bobby Livingston was a part of confirmation, you were rescued by withdrawing a confirmation. So rescue can come in many ways. Some people no New York motorcyclists, they go and put that like when you people because you don't want to bring a calamity on yourself. You say it was the bad thing, you are suffering. In fact, I go in the toilet, you John Dillon, I go in the toilet, but I don't know. more arena declaring answer. Where answer is 180,000 in less than 3 months. No, rescue team is working, man. One of our men is rescue team working. You're not cry. They're not cry. We like it. Let's be into it. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Samira and Melvin, Juah. I'm Peter David Castle. I come from Honor Street, like in Lower Johnsonville, and I thank you very much for the fascinating discussion this morning. So the issue regarding to post-SARS protest today, I think it's a welcoming one. We need to put this particular government feet on fire, and we should use all democratic means. So the police and the government, they are honored the direct and the constitutional mandate to provide security, for these guys. So they do not even need to write, they do not need to ask. That's what government is being instituted for, to provide maximum security for its citizens. So lastly, to the motorcycle, I think these guys have realized their mistake. And Epi Kuma and those guys, the government, you really need to give these guys the opportunity to fly around. How will you? That's a complete constitutional violation on the right of the motorcyclist. And we are calling upon them. We should not give this particular a dictatorship government that have been instituted to infringe on their rights. We should resist, and we'll be there. Today, I'm already warming up, going to march along with Posa. We send our message, and the message will be clear. We are not here to allow our laws and the people of Liberia to suffer. The 5 victims, they have come out today. Your numbers and the people that have been down south. The civil service agents, the director, he playing phone. Talking about haircount at high school, he running again. Talking about haircount, civil service, you come outside, all the civil servants that have been undemocratically removed from your position, from your job. You come join us today. Let us have a peaceful march. We are going to be peaceful, and the police should protect us in our process. And they should even provide food and water for us, because that is an institution, that is a foundation that was laid by His Excellency Dr. Juah.
Okay, thank you.
Follow that particular format. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Juah, we will take 5 more calls. 5 more calls. We will take 5 more calls, and we will move on to other issues before taking our guest at 9 o'clock. So let's go for 5 more calls on this morning broadcast. 5 more calls will be able to move to another issue on this morning broadcast. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, my dear sister. Let me say good morning to Juah, and good morning to the Liberian people.
Good morning.
As usual, this is time we are calling from our Logan residents. I said, let us be very careful with ourselves, most especially the manner in which this country is being ruled. Think about the wicked people rule, the citizens themselves suffer. You see what is happening? Motorcyclists just we are there well for them, allow them to have more income, even to increase number in the sector. They were all beyond Joe Walker, rescue team. They were all beyond Walker. You see what is happening now? You see what is happening? It was very, very disgusting. Where in the world a single country that want development would take 179-year-old man and make president? Where? Where's the development? See, Liberia, everything. Go to such car, $210, $220. The rice, everything increasing on a daily basis. The only thing, if you talk, it means that you are opposition. Where in the world a civil servant boss will come on and tell people that 40,000 persons did not enter the civil servant correctly? You are even getting information from the predecessor. That's the experience. Then you have a president that even appointing people at the low level. That's the experience. That's the experience when Joe Walker brought to the presidency. It's just very, very disgraceful. If you want to start and say, oh, you Juah man, it's not an issue of Juah. All those who go up top during the former government, they were all not citizens. So were United Party people. So it means that if you go employment during Juah time, it means that it's illegal. Is that the experience Joe Walker brought to the presidency? What the grace to us? Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Washington Soup, and I call from this bill. Samira, let me appreciate you for the discussion this morning. And let me also commend member of PROSA and all Liberians that are already on their way for the protest. This government, for me, I don't think this government has to, under the leadership of Waka and Kun, has to lead this country for 6 years. It will be a serious catastrophe. Just for all Liberians to gather and call for the impeachment or the resignation of Joseph Jima Waka. Why cannot lead this country for 6 years? See what happened on yesterday? People said he went to a station to express themselves. Would he go attacking? That is very dangerous action against the citizens of this country. And just as new we speak to that. For the protest today, we are telling them we will go there. We are saying we have a right to protest, but I'm scared for anybody to harm us. We will protect ourselves. We don't need. Now, despite you are state security, there's no constitutional provision I gave you the right to harm us citizens while there are people protesting. So we are calling on Waka to tell the police. As we are on our way for the protest, we are warning him and the police. On the trial, they will get what they don't want from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this call. Remaining 2 more calls. We'll take 2 more calls and to be able to move over. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Samira. This is James, and I call you from 24th Street. You know, Samira, the Bible we can read, the Bible can. I'm not feeling sorry for anybody. The people voted for what they are now getting. Even if you see God is not more. For whatsoever seed a man sow, so shall he reap. Now what people voted for, Samira, so what's the issue there? You think that we are one of people used to be protesting, they used to give you bread, they used to give you spaghetti, they used to give you mineral water to drink. You think that what the woman came for? Samira, no, you don't hear your heat. The people voted for what they are now getting. On a serious note, nobody going to feel sorry for anybody here. As for me, nobody will feel sorry for anybody. And what the people voted for, and what we get there. Just imagine, they made your park, the people complain, the message were people say, what you think they voted for? What's the opposite for development? What's the opposite for enjoyment? Don't be here our year. I'm not feeling sorry for one motorcycle and dog. Oh, God. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this one. Good morning. This is the last call. We'll be able to go over to other issues. Good morning.
Yeah, okay. I'm Patrick, according to Yaki community patient. Okay, somehow I like the topic this morning, and I think it is fair coming. But I'm asking this government, stop playing with the security sector. You see, in the past, all the government of this country, every town playing with the security sector. During the early government, the citizen-led government called the police, the security as the unity party security, petty security. During the John led government, the unity party people called it John security. This government again want to bring a reform so that they can call it unity party security. That is very bad. I'm calling on President Joseph Jima Waka.
Okay. Good morning, the last call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Samira.
Yes, you're going to read it.
Good morning to the host also. My name is Oliver was
Okay.
Thank you for your show this morning. Samira, I was very surprised yesterday. Have you checked the Mo Ali after the election? Mo Ali was here practically yesterday begging people, even back you for him to follow in a car to drive. Yesterday, I was surprised at the whole thing that Mo Ali prepared access. Mo Ali, according to the access, has the military or 80,000 in the water. it is 5,000 United States dollars. It is 5,000 United States dollars. So it tells us more at least just within 4 more. They are sold for Liberian people. When more at least it is 5,000 from. It is 5,000 US was for change. It is one more at least posted yesterday on a ton. Working Liberian people. So Samira, I think this is not about Liberia. I think everyone is waiting for the first interest. Yesterday they were saying, oh, if we are female, we are female, they are wrong. Today we are not even going just 4 months, 54 more others in the 5,000 US in front of us. In the next one, the EPS issue. The government laid down city plus EPS. In fact, I mean disarming them. And the people have their arms, and they move their arms. And the police putting all erased by arresting the EPS. The EPS demonstrated by itself.
Okay, thank you. That's all the cost we will take on this. That's all the cost keeps coming in. You cannot. Yeah, you know, we can't take everybody. That's the reason why you will see that people will be complaining. But we have other things to move on to this morning. Juah, there is a press release from the Liberia National Police. And also, like I said, the president nominated few other persons. I don't know how to say few, the people plenty, yeah. So
I want to say many other presidents.
Many other presidents, yeah. That actually, but it's from the local division, right, in Thera counties. He nominated superintendents, commissioners, city mayors, and all of that. Finally, their names came up. But let's be able to have the press release, and we will move on to those counties that he nominated these individuals from. But we won't call out their names. We will only give
because
the counties, we will give the counties. If your county form part of it, then you go and check for the listing and see as to if your person who's supposed to get the supervisor work, I've gotten there, because as we were told, that supervisor was superintendent. As we were told, too many persons were promised in these counties for a particular position. But it is what it is. Let's go to the press release.
Okay, it's all related to the saga on yesterday. So it says, Monrovia, Liberia, April 18, 2024. The Liberia National Police, LNP, has arrested and is investigating 7 alleged former Executive Protection Service, EPS agents, for their involvement in an illegal protest and setting up roadblocks and terroristic threats. Early Thursday morning, persons claiming to be dismissed agents of the EPS were seen agitating, demonstrating, and blocking the ways, thereby preventing the movement of other residents and businesses in front of the Voice of Liberia radio stations, 104.1 FM, in demand of their reinstatements. Those arrested are J. Frank Hope, 43, Nathaniel S. Toh, 43, NDP Yanze, 47, and Samuel Rees, 44. Others are Antonin Marori, 39, James Kelly, 32, and Augustine Gille, 29. Meanwhile, the alleged former EPS agents are currently detained at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police undergoing investigation. In another development, the LNP has disrobed 4 of its officers and are being investigated through the Professional Standards Division, PSD, for their alleged involvement in a homicide incident on 72nd Community, Pinsville, during the early morning hours of April 17, 2024. The decision of the LNP administration stemmed from claims emanating from family sources that the arresting officers of suspect James Boema used excessive force on their deceased family member, Augustine Yakpawolo, uncle of the suspect, which subsequently resulted in his death. The investigation seeks to establish facts surrounding the death of the deceased victim, with appropriate actions taken where necessary by the administration of the Liberia National Police. All are asked to remain kind as justice will be served. Signed, the Liberia National Police. That's it with the Liberia National Police press release. But here is it. The issue of this press release, this is their reason why they said they arrested the former or dismissed EPS officers.
But what
They are stating
the reason that it gave, I wouldn't want to agree with that though.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They said
Because-
early Thursday morning, persons claiming to be dismissed agents of the EPS were seen agitating, demonstrating, and blocking the ways, thereby preventing the movement of other residents and businesses in front of the Voice of Liberia radio station.
It's not true. That I should say. The press release, it could have been more straight to the point instead of bypassing the main issue.
Instead of inserting this
yes
portion of a paragraph
that says
in the press release saying
blocking businesses
yes
in front of Voice of Liberia. We were on the radio though, but when I went down, you had these,
no, I was outside.
Yes,
I can give you the descriptive analysis.
exactly, because I think I
were
only
outside.
went and I looked and I came back inside, but no businesses were being disrupted. So
I was outside. The first time when the Nissan Patrol Jeep King, the Jeep King and portion of the dismissed EPS officers were outside, and the Jeep King, they got down. You know, we saw some of them. Even later when I moved down to Perry Street, people were telling me some of the EPS, police officers were on Perry Street walking towards Voice of Liberia. The Nissan Patrol Jeep King, it went back. So when the guys concluded on the radio, he came down and they started walking straight to the Capitol building on yesterday.
yeah, but the main point is the place wherein they say blocking businesses. Is that
people who came
that
to see them.
picture that I want you to give? Was it that the road there was a heavy traffic?
No. So when
they
the guys
were
came from the
causing
studio,
any problem to say, they were stopping people movements?
it appeared terrifying on yesterday. I must admit, it appears terrifying yesterday, whereby when the guy left from the studio and they decided to take a walk after the police, the Nissan Patrol Jeep King, people who were on the scene, they started running to come and see. So all us were in fear, seeing police officers with guns coming down from the Jeep. Some were running away. So the guys too, when they left the radio, they decided to walk straight to the Capitol building. So when they started walking, that was how the entire group now joined behind them, and they all were walking.
Okay.
So the guys walk, they passed by Orange office, they crossed the road from the Queens Avenue, right where the police can be going down Jalatan. So when the guys crossed, that was how the police who were directing the traffic decided to stop all the cars that were going straight to the UL side. Let's say the Capitol building side. So they were diverting the traffic now to the Jalatan side. So that means there were no car passing through in front of Central, because the guys were already in the middle. So they blocked from the Capitol building side and blocked from the Queen Avenue right to Techno House. So that was how we were walking. So when we got there, they have already collected a few of the guys and put them in the Nissan Patrol Jeep. So the guy who appeared on the radio had that kind of big bag on his back. That was how another bright police officers put a hand on the back and haul him. The guy said he can't get on the car. So they started like hauling him. Everything in the video we posted.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes. So they started hauling him to get on the car. He got on the car, but he never entered the car. So when the force, he couldn't enter the outside. They brought him back down and started taking a shocker with him, to get on the on the
I saw about 4 or 5 police officers trying to put that man in that vehicle.
The guy scrum.
He couldn't get it.
The guy's a real EPS guy. He's scrum.
But EPS
So
people,
I don't know why they say they are not qualified or well competent to serve the force, but that's what it is. Why that's their right. They know whatever criteria set up to join that force.
So
but they scream. And action demonstrated by the guy scrum.
These people are not people for you to joke with. They know ways and means to maneuver their way into wherever they want to get. These people are not people that you just put down and you just let it be. And having their weapons and all of that is something that is also putting the country at risk. Okay. And there is something that should be done about it. You know what I mean by what they said? So are you telling me that the police officers are saying that it's because of after the man got down from our main studio here walking, it was because of that traffic that they were arrested? Then I wouldn't want to believe, because when the police officers came after these men got down, they were walking. I was standing up, looking down. When they came with their guns, they'd be like, "Where are they? Where are they? What a minute here! What a minute here!" Asking people. There was some people around. I was upstairs. People around said they left already. I was looking, so I wouldn't want to believe it was because of that reason. It was just because they were actually coming for them before they saw that heavy crab. Or properly, they just left it on the heavy crab.
So
but
now,
this is a warning to the government.
In this statement, the only one I want to accept from the Liberia National Police is the terroristic threat.
Exactly.
So if the police who have just incited the terroristic threat, that this is the main reason they arrested the guys, we will accept and we'll say yes, they are right to arrest the guys on the basis of the terroristic threat.
Because he actually said some things.
The area where I talk about setting up roadblocks, the guy didn't block road yesterday. They didn't set up roadblocks.
That's a black
The terroristic threat, the guy was on the radio and he said they got arms and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That want to impose security threats on the states. They are fully right to have arrested them for that, right? Now, the Liberian people are so eager because the guys appeared on the radio yesterday discussing arms, right? The Liberians will be equal to know as to whether they have arrested or they have collected arms from the guys who were arrested yesterday. Earlier yesterday, the Minister of Information spoke. We never heard anything about whether the equipment or the material they ever arrested, because the guys were here saying they are in possession of arms or whatever stuff, right? And the guy who was in studio, the way he presented, people felt that even he brought arms in studio here. So now, people are eager to know as to whether the Liberia National Police were able to, in any way, contacted a gun from either of the guys. Then, we know now that they were all for different things. So, in the press release here, the press release is okay, but the area where they mentioned about roadblocks, I don't know what they mean by roadblock. Maybe in their own context, they might understand it differently. But the roadblock, from our understanding, broad perspective, has to do with stopping the movement of people. And they also talk about agitating and demonstrating and blocking the ways,
Juah,
thereby preventing the movement of others.
And Juah, this is something that should be paid.
But the terroristic stress is what I want to take very seriously.
Serious attention is needed to be paid to these things, right? There are criteria within the EPS. So we read the letter here for which they put these officials, these agents down. And I will tell you that the reason we never get a clear picture of why they did that. And if you are putting officers down or agents down, there should be a reason. And if that person is fully employed, there are criteria as to what needs to be done before you remove the person permanently, right? And I think they will want to look into these things. They want to look into it and be able to see all of the criteria. If they are to pay these people off, they'll be able to do so. Nobody's saying you shouldn't put people down on EPS. Look at the number, say huge amount of number.
Yeah,
you still have other people out there too.
Samira, the issue of government working with their own security officers is one key thing we don't want to take very lightly. the government has a right, especially the EPS, because the EPS is the one giving the direct protection to the president, that which the president's life comes first, and anyone who is a member of the EPS is on a duty to provide maximum security for the president's safeguard. So if the inner cycle of the president will feel insecure or whoever in the EPS, it is their right to take down that person from the force. It is their right because they are not satisfied with that person. But what happens is this: if you are putting the person down, that we know it has some security implication. You will not spray out directly that you don't want to work with this person. We know that one clearly. You will not spray out that you are feeling insecure with the person, but there will be few reasons why you will listen, so you don't want to work with the person. But when these crimes are listed, and you're trying to terminate the contract of this person, try to give every benefit that belongs to the person.
That's what I'm saying.
If you are dismissing the person, I don't want to term it as a dismissal. If the person didn't do anything they were found guilty of, they did not breach any protocol of the job description, then that means it's not a dismissal. That's not a dismissal. You could term it either as, a downsize, or you can term it to be, but the ages mentioned here, it does not require retirement as well. All of the ages the name here does not require retirement. So you could put it in the form of downsizing, EPS officers, that they could be recalled at any time when there is an adjustment made in the EPS.
Sure.
That could be a clear picture that you can rely on and see the group too much, or it's like this, like that. You can pull down people. But to dismiss the person, that means there are qualms. There are things, there are protocols breached by this officer against the agency. That means a warranted dismissal. And when they are dismissing people, they dismiss without benefit, they dismiss without pay. That's how it is. So if they dismiss them, I have not been able to get a copy of the letter. If they ever dismiss them, it should be clearly spread out in the letter that these are reasons why these officers are being dismissed. Or if they have been downside, it should be clearly spread out that due to some circumstances in the agency, we cannot uphold the huge number of EPS officers. Thereby, or we are hereby redundering you or downsiding you, and will be called upon in a due time. That one is indefinite. The person can sit down for the next 6 years, the next 10 years. They are downsided already. But wherein you dismiss the person, that should be a reason that you dismiss the person. And if it is against the agency protocol, that means the person has breached, the law of the agency, a warranting dismissal.
Sure, certainly. But I think that they'll be able to look into it, and we will need to get results as to what is it, these officers, these agents that it took, what is it that is being done, and all of that. But I will tell you that
last evening,
be able to, when you are dismissing these people, when you are putting them down, when you are downsizing, they be able to look at the criteria, be able to do what you can, because you won't want any form of disturbances that will cause the instability of peace within our country. You want to do everything you can do to see that this country is peaceful, because it was just a little that they took and they carried to their prison yesterday, and it's over 200 persons.
So you earlier mentioned 300.
You still have other agents out there who know what they might be planning. I want to be dirty, and we don't want a dirty country.
No, we don't need
so
that.
when you see, when
we
these,
condemn that.
When these
we
kind
want
of
to condemn that.
When this kind of situation arises, you'll be able to pay key attention to it, because these are agents that security there. They get able to go anywhere they want to go. And the worst part about it is that they still have all of their weapons.
They claim that what are that true? Because one thing too, I want to understand, Samira, the EPS is a very decent agency, and the EPS has record on everything they do. So if an officer will be in charge, they will know exactly the kind of weapon assigned by this EPS officer upon dismissing the person.
But
this is what appearing feature and doubtful. If these guys are claiming to still be in possession of their various arms, then that means the authority of the EPS didn't do well. If they would dismiss an official of an institution and still lead the article of the institution with you, that means you can still do business in the interest of the institution.
I'm hearing.
Those officers who are being dismissed by the officials of the EPS, who are claiming to be in possession of their arms being assigned to them, if it is true, that means the EPS didn't do well.
Yes, I'm really looking at.
But I don't want to believe it.
But I would like to believe it because
I don't want to believe
I saw other stuff. So I would want to believe it. So let's be able to take this musical break, and once we get back, we will be able to go over to our guests from the University of Liberia. Let's take this one quickly. And it's called Morning Palava.
Il a money venir.
forget you money. Your sister no be dey tell you brother. Your body no be dey tell you brother. Your uncle no be dey tell you brother. Your auntie no be dey tell you brother. As you begin forget you money, your big fancy go call you papa.
And of course, this one is called Money Palava. Juah, you said how you like the song.
I like the song. It's a reunion music.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear you left your mama for go fam money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Money Palava. Money can cause too a lot of problems, though. It's one of my favorites, old school music, whenever I'm on this platform, though. So welcome to it, I will say again.
yeah, that's what they say. When slave queen see money, they can be homo.
I'm not a slave queen,
No,
though.
not you, Samira. Do you think I'll go that route, Samira?
Okay.
You
So,
know
but
I
I'm
wouldn't.
the only lady in here, though. So
No.
if you say, but let's be
I did not say
able
Juah
to.
say. I said they say.
Okay, Juah, that's it. Great. So, fellow Liberians, we have in studio our guest from the University of Liberia, the communication department, to be specific. We have the president, Isaiah Wenye. He will, pronounce it better. It's a traditional name, though. We have the Secretary General for COMSA, that is Chucky Ara Thomas. We have the Sports Director, Deconti Young. We have the Vice President, Wilton Taylor Jr. We have these four individuals in studio this morning. And there is an upcoming event at the University of Liberia, and they are here to dive deeper into it as it relates to the media, to sports, togetherness, and all of these things. But let's go across the decks to our guests so that they'll be able to introduce themselves. Good morning, guys.
Good morning to Liberia, and good morning to the entire University of Liberia Students Association, and to our partners that are coming up in this upcoming one-day tournament.
Okay, good morning to the Liberian people, and good morning to you, Samira, as well, for having us here. And good morning to our partners in progress, the UMU, the AMEU, the Peter Kukwe, and Bausa as well.
Good morning, Liberia. My name is Wilton Taylor Acosta Jr., representing the United Methodist University. And good morning to our partners out there.
Let me say good morning to our fellow listeners in Radio Land. And it is interesting, today is my birthday, so I'd like to say happy birthday to me. And then we are here again to discuss issues relating to what the hosts are saying.
Okay. So let me know the president. I know the Secretary General, the president. Who is the president?
Isaiah Josebaya is the president.
Okay. All right. So welcome, guys. Welcome to Voice of Liberia. There's an upcoming event at the University of Liberia, the communication department. Can you elaborate more on that?
So, the Department of Communication and Media Study, that is the association, will be coming up with a one-day tournament. And this one-day tournament is all about networking with others, universities, students that are also doing communication, Peter Kukwe journalism, AMEU, UMU, and the list goes on. So it's going to be a one-day tournament so that we can be able to unite students that are also studying communications into different universities, because we don't want to centralize it only around ourselves. So this time around, we thought it wise to be able to have it on a decentralized level where students from other areas will be able to participate for this academic, for this academic semester we find ourselves in at the Department of Communications and Media Studies at the University of Liberia.
So speaking of the department at the University of Liberia, how is the department, as you have asked that first, but we ran into the event though, how is the communication department there? How are students doing?
Wow, the Department of Communication students are doing absolute well when it comes to the academic activities, when it comes to extracurricular activities, because every department in every university have a role to play. And from what we look at from our previous stage at the University of Liberia, the students have been cooperative in terms of their learning activities, and we have been making sure as student leaders to also work out some things that will be able to enhance the learning activities of the students. And as we speak, as we all know, Liberia University is the premier university, and the Department of Communications has given birth to so many great veterans today in the media landscape of Liberia, and which of course today we are still standing on that same principle. Along with my team and I, we are doing exceptionally well into every part of the learning environment there in Fendel and that of the capital here as well.
So, how many schools will be participating in the tournament?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You did well by asking the president, giving an overview about the student operation. So, by virtue of fact, the Department of Communication on our leadership and as the chief strat of the Student Association, we catalog 4 institutions. Okay. So we have the Peter Kokwe School of Journalism, is one of our guests. We have the AMEU, this is the African United Methodist Episcopal University. We have the UMU. Then we have our close-door neighbor on Fender campus, BAUSA. That is the Biological Student Association. Will also be a partner with us to have that game a success. Yeah.
So it's out of the school's communication department that you will be bringing together. What is the intent of this tournament? What is the intent?
Okay, thank you. Again, my sport director will also talk about the game, but let me give you the overview about these issues. My president, myself, and then the leadership, we thought the wise. We asked ourselves, what can we do as students of communication, specifically University of Liberia? And we're looking at us to be the fulcrum, the model of communication in Liberia with all the veterans. So we went in our classes as a leadership. We say we can do something to change the narrative, because for too long, the communication space in Liberia, students have been downed. We have been dormant. So we said, let's do something better. So we came up with a team called Unifying University Journalism Students Through Sportsmanship. So our intent is to unify those of us who are reading communication, who are reading journalism from school-going contexts. Because the reason is that there are some of our colleagues who are in this profession, Samira, you agree with me, who are not formally trained. So our concern is, as a student body, we want to network with students who are from different universities. So not just sportsmanship, but we are also moving into a bigger picture that will soon be very soon. Yeah. So our intent is to unite all of us who are reading communication, journalism across Liberia.
Okay. Sure.
Students reading communication is paramount that everyone will be eager to understand the impact on communicators across Liberia. So, someone want to know, today the communications department of various universities are about to venture into a sport tournament. One may want to know, communications being very essential to all of us as Liberians. Is there any other plan to have a symposium where you're going to have all our university students, particularly in the department, to come together and have some ideas, some discuss?
Yeah, so like I said again, my president and myself, Isaiah, we're in the leadership, we are working tirelessly. This game is the Abrahamic stage of what we want to do. So right after this game, we are coming up with something big. That is, we will have a union, a conglomeration of students from various universities to come up with one body. So our dream under our leadership is to unite the students of communication and media studies in Liberia to come under one umbrella. That is the vision of our president and our entire leadership.
So to just add to what Chucky just said concerning the rebrand of the department or the works there. Currently, as we speak, because we took over like last year, which is 2022, and 2023, I'm sorry. So we have been working tirelessly to be able to enhance other things. And like you said, the department have been dormant. So now that we are in this 2024, we decide to make it more effective than what we think it is now. And For the symposium aspect, we are working on that. Right after this sports tournament, the next thing we're going to be diving into, that will be the different types of debates and other things that will be enhancing the minds of students, especially communication students or people that are desiring to come into the landscape of communication. Because we notice that nowadays in our society, there are so many people who call themselves journalists, but some people call them journalists because of what they are involved with here and there. And we that are from the birthplace of professionalism, we want to change the narratives around. And I can assure you that the Communication Student Association that is known as COMSAF, before then it was known as COMSAF, but now it has been transformed to COMSAF. We are here with a new mindset, a development. Now, firstly, the department association never had an office, but under my administration, along with my team and I, we have secured an office at the Department of Communication and Media Studies at Fendia, where students are able to access their way through to get a lot of information about the department and also the rebrand. And the next thing that we have also been working on that have to do with student identity, the identification cards of students. This is one of the major things. Just imagine you've been studying communication at the University of Liberia, and to have ID card from the university itself have been like troublesome. So now within the Department of Communications and Media Studies, now this time we commence the process of the ID card, and students now are having an ID card now that belongs to the association and also represent them in those areas. So for this leadership that you are seeing in student here today, we are about to do massive transformation along with the team that we have.
The University of Liberia, the United Methodist University, the African Methodist Episcopal University, several other universities in Liberia. One may want to know, the Department of Communication is trying to set up a brilliant ideas in bringing together communicators. People might want to know the bilateral relationship that have existed between the universities, quote-unquote, various departments that orchestrated you rebranding this organization.
Yeah, so I like the question, and we'll get to the game issue. I like the question.
Yes.
So from our understanding, we think it have not been, an easy path, because the reason is people in that various, department feel that they are tied, they are confined. So as new brewer leadership at COMSA UL, we said no, people can be confined to just their campus-based association. We are communicators. We need to come outside. We need to unite. So upon that, with regard to that, we are at a new stage now. A new breed of generation is coming up. So I can't speak to whether they have been relationship before. But as it stands now, with our connection with them, we are on path to a new breed of generation to change the narrative.
Okay, so how can you term the journalism landscape within Liberia, looking at promising journalists? In one word, how can you term them? Because now you are saying that people might say too many radio stations in the country, and almost everybody want to become a journalist. But how can you term promising journalists coming up? Are they doing better, or they still need more teaching and all of that? And then you relate it to the University of Liberia.
Wonderful question, Samira. And then, this question has been a tool to our motivation. Now, emerging Liberian journalists coming up, one of the greatest advice we can give our student leaders is for them to go to school.
Okay.
Because when you are trained, when you have the formal knowledge, you will understand the ethics of journalism. So, if you want to become a journalist, this is a normal profession. So you must be trained and have the requisite knowledge and idea. So, as it stands, there are others who are in the process of going to school. There are others who say they won't go to school. They won't be running behind the cartel and then they won't go to school. So we who are students of communication and media, we are saying, no, it is better you go to school and get a credential, because the future holds for those who prepare for it. So we are saying that those who are coming up, let them prioritize education. Let them go to school and get documents to that effect of becoming a professional journalist.
So just to add up to Samira's question, do we consider everyone who is a communicator as a journalist?
So the scenario is different. There are people who definitely want to go into PR.
Okay.
There are people who want to be into journalism practices. So everyone who do communication might not be a journalist.
Okay.
But they can decide. So, like for example, I'm doing communication, but I had desire in journalism. So the aftermath could be, after graduation, I could find myself somewhere else. Someone say I want to go to PR, to corporate communication areas. So not everyone that do communication will want to go into the practice of journalism, but indirectly they are professional journalists in their areas.
So to add up to Samira's question earlier, there are several other mediums which information reach out to people. And nowadays, in the modernization, we consider the Facebook or the internet, where you see a lot of guys will just sit and have their own page created, and will just sit and post any other thing they want to. So is there any other strategy that your organization trying to work on distinguishing the FN base and that of the standard journalism platform on the internet, different from people who are bloggers and stuff?
It's a department, not an organization, though.
So that's an organization.
Yeah, so we are working on it. Like I said, our guest is also here. We are working with them, and then after our game, we will sit down as student leaders and brain ideas and how we can go about. But as it stands, it is still in the Abrahamic stage. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move over to the game. The main reason for which we are here to inform the public about this game. I think that's
we'll talk about the game, Samira.
That's the main point.
The UMU guys.
The UMU guys, we will need to get the view of the game and everything. Then we move on with further questions. Let Liberians get to know the main reason for which these people are here.
Okay.
So, sports director, tell us, when is this game slated for?
Okay, so the game is slated for the 26th, which is next week Friday. And we have 3 universities with our sister department, which is Bausa. And then we're going to be receiving them. A raffle time will be at 10 o'clock, where they will be able to prepare, put their teams together and their fans to arrive on Fenner campus. So this all-important event will take place on Fenner campus, where we will invite our chairman and other veterans who have graduated from the state-owned university to grace the occasion. And then on that day, the game will be in 2 phases, right?
Okay.
We will go to the drawing board and then decide who to play who, because we have 4 in numbers. The University of Liberia, we have like Chokisere, UMU, the AMU, and Peter Kokwe's School of Journalism. Okay. So we will go into our cover and do a draw for whose side to go against whose side. And then at the end of the day, we're going to conclude who becomes the winner of the day.
Okay, like you said, the game will be held at Fendale campus. Do you have any means of taking these students from AMEU and UMU to Fendale? Because you're talking about out of town. Do you have any means to transport them there, or they will be transporting themselves?
All right, so in consultation with the leadership, we are making things available as the Model University to see our best to put things in place in order for us to have them on campus.
So you are still seeing how best to put things in place?
Yes, so to add to that,
but the university got busted.
Yes, so our objective is today we will be drafting a communication to them, Single Corner office, appealing to them to help us with a bus that we can bring our guests on campus. We hope that they accept our letter, but there is a letter on file to be submitted today at the Dean's office.
So what are those games that are expected to be played?
Those games expected to be played keyboard category, and we also have the football category. We might include the basketball category. Depends on the tenure of those colleges.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are expecting keyboard and football for now, but from the response of these various universities, we will see our best to include basketball.
So except from these institutions, communication departments, Is the invitation up to any other students that want to witness the game or participate? Is the invitation up to them?
Yeah, publicity has been made.
Okay.
And everyone is welcome. This is why we told you we will have veterans from the University of Liberia who are going to be there live to witness and take part in the game also. So the invitation is open to anybody to grace the occasion on that day.
Okay.
So it is customary in our Liberian football, being a tradition observed where teams that are participating in the tournament, giving the natural, understanding where people have grabbed in Liberia. Once it is a tournament, people feel, being a liability on the organizing team. Is there any contribution of the departments leaving from various schools to contribute to maybe making the day a very colorful one? That's one. And another one has to do with the jersey. People have to play it in jersey. There are other universities, you know them, they got big name, but they would not have jersey, and they will struggle up to the last day. You see them even borrowing jersey, and some of them will be playing that colorful stuff, and they will be playing in jersey that don't even match their name or the color of the university. So are you also taking into consideration, providing jersey, or have you communicated earlier with the universities as to what they are on course?
So I thank you for your first question. In line with our leadership, we opt to not have any contributions from those universities we have invited, right? The leadership, along with the department, are going to take the full skill of bringing those guys on board and giving them good reception.
Playing the modeling role.
Yes, playing the modeling role, like you said.
That's you.
So it is a friendly game, right? It is not a FIFA standard, right? So a lot of rules will now be included into the game because it is a friendly-based game. It is just to put the communications, people who study communications and journalism into Wonlah's form, and to see our best to push our dream forward, like what the SG said, Chucky.
All right, so now since we are done with the mother's institution, you want to say something?
Yes, so with regard to the question you asked in preparation, we've written FIJA.
Okay.
As
Yes, the female.
our partners, and they've consent to buying us a 2 set of jersey, one for our boys, one for our girls, for that day. So unlike our guests, we don't know how to come, but we who are the mother, we want to get prepared. We want to tear plastic on that day.
You should be careful. You people should be careful.
But one thing, this entire thing, one thing that I see about this entire sports day, sometimes it'll be very discouraging when you get on the social media. You will see a lot of toes on UMU, AMU, and students from UL will do the same. For me, or for what we think as an association, it don't make sense. Because if you are a mother, you must stand in the gap to be able to take everything that surrounds you. And we see AMU, UMU, Peter School of Journalism as our children.
Yes.
I because like that's the state-run university. That's how you see it.
And you see, and all of those things that are happening, thank God we're able to send communication to them. And they accepted our communication. They saw it necessary. The guys never come out and say, hold their men on Facebook, make it noise, saying this thing. After all, everything that we all are yearning for is for better Liberia.
Sure.
And the better Liberia that we all are chasing today is a Liberia that communicators will be able to present what is accurate and factual to each and every one, locally and internationally.
Okay, so let's move on to the guests. From which one of the institution again?
UMU.
UMU.
Yeah.
UMU, right?
Yeah, UMU.
Okay, so I guess you heard them. They are saying that they are the mother. I guess everything at your university is on course now. But how's your department there, and how are they relating to this?
Well, our department is doing pretty good. Like, I assure you that we have one of the best mass communication department in Liberia. And I also want to appreciate our chairman, Mr. Dine, who been working tirelessly to see that all mass communication students have a conducive learning environment. And also to the new leadership, which I'm a part of the United Methodist University. We're trying to implement a new system to see how best we can get every communication student on board in unity. And we have that ideology that iron sharpens iron. So we believe that in working together as a team, will bring the bright side of our mass communication department out.
So to the game, the letter was sent and received by you guys, and what was the response? Are you ready for Friday game?
I'm more than ready.
Not just you, but the whole department in general. Are you guys ready for this game? Because once you go into the University of Liberia, though.
And the University of Liberia should also be in the know that they're playing the United Methodist University.
Okay.
So we have great people there, and we're ready for them.
Okay, so let's move on to the reception, right? The establishment of this organization is a unique one, and is going to bring on board those scholars who are opting to be a journalist or a good communicator in Liberia. UMU, the UL, they are two separate universities, and quote unquote, the presentation of instructors from various universities might appear very differently. And somebody want to know as to how did the department receive the reception of the communication collaborating as one AUKUS body, to establish this organization, and how often will you make yourself available, in terms of strengthening or steadfasting the affairs and the activities of this organization? And it could appear to be you one of the leaders of the department, but then how holistic is it accepted by your entire colleagues?
Well, I would like to begin by the vision beyond this. The vision is big, which our department found it interesting, and we want to send a warm appreciation to the leadership of the University of Liberia that was planned. And for our department, we welcome this letter with excitement because it's all about unification of the student community of mass communication. So we're willing to do everything necessary in collaboration to see the progression of this idea.
So was there been any other thing that your department has been involved with prior to your involvement with this general organization?
No, for now, our department is only focused on how best we can run a transparent department, how best we can put together our students to breed up that ethics, because as a journalist or as a communicator, we have ethical responsibility.
Let's get to our sportsman to give us the descriptive colorfulness of our day.
Yeah, just have to get through that.
On that day, it will be very exciting to a bait. It will be a whole lot of fun. And
what hour are we expecting our occasion to get started?
Officially by 11 o'clock a.m.
Okay.
We kick off that tournament. And I was just in joke with my guy from UMU, telling in consultation with my coaches, we are well prepared to knock anybody down that day. And today's my birthday, and then I
want to wish you a happy birthday, but before I wish you a costume, that means you got to pay to the
Yes, seriously, you got to pay for it.
So like I was just telling him that my players are in full readiness to give me my gift on that day. So they should be prepared because we are already prepared.
Okay, so let me say that this is great about, bringing mass communication departments together on one day. I haven't seen such, probably it had happened though, but maybe it is my first to witness. I must say that it is great. But I would like to know where did the inspiration came from as, heads of the department, where you got, the mindset that let's be able to bring this guy way to our bush to finish so that they can come come and see, so that we can connect and, be friendly. Because on that day, month, communicators, they will also share contacts and friendships will be built. People will help people in the field of journalists. You don't know who you will meet on that day. So I must applaud you for it. But where did the inspiration come from?
Yes, Samira, when we first took over the leadership, my president, Isaiah, he's a slow mover, honestly.
Okay.
But he's strategic. Sometimes when I say my man, he says, my man, it will be done, let's have it done. So I look at his ability.
Okay.
He don't move fast, but he can plan well. So I said, what can I do to help my president? Because we have to succeed together. So I sat down one day. I said, this guy is a good leader. So what can we do to make him brand across the country? So I spoke with Deco. I said, Deco, our president's a good guy, but he's not a fast mover, but he's a strategist. So let's plan something that unknown to him that he could buy the idea. We of course we know he will buy it. So I called Deco. Deco said, yeah, Thomas, I plenty. So I said, Deco, can we have a one-day tournament that we can bring everybody together under one umbrella? He said, SG, my man, it's difficult, but let's see how it works. I said, bro, we can make it happen. So I went to office, I started pushing pen, writing letters, getting things done. It was challenging though, but that idea came as a result of the support. The support of my sport director, because if he wouldn't have given me the go ahead, actually there was going to be some leniency on my part.
Okay.
But I got his support, and when I shared with my president, who is a strategist, I said, man, it's a very good idea. We can make it. Let's keep pushing. Like I said again, he's not fast, but he's a good planner. So I said, okay, that's good. Let's keep pushing forward. So it was how we went behind the scene as the SG of the number department, start writing letter, start reaching out to people. And, it was how we got this done. And today we are here in the studio with you, Samira. So I think we have done well. And our president is proud of us, and we can say that.
Okay, before we take, let me get to the president.
Yes, do that.
Mr. President, every visionary will have a vision to envision the organization, and they might have seen a vision to extend extensively as to how the progress of the organization will be. In the next 1 or 2 years, what do you think and how far, with regards to progress, your institution will make in the next 1 or 2 years?
Okay, thank you for that beautiful question. One of the things that I believe about my leadership and I, when we took over a department on an association that was dormant. The association was not functioning. So my leadership and I, we thought it wise to have it more conducive, because firstly we observed in the Communication Student Association, the entire thing, students were not even coming to the department on a regular note to do what they're supposed to do. So one day I sat down and said, no. And everyone, when you are into office, everybody wants to see the best coming out. So I told my SG the other day, I said, Chucky, we need to do something to rebrand our association, because every student right now is looking at us. If students are coming in, every entering the minister, students will pass and you see students entering the department. What can we do? So we start to work on how the department firstly will have an office. We did that. We succeeded. And now the department of the association office is functioning through the able effort of our department chair, Mr. Juah Toga, who is the chairperson at the Department of Communications and Media Studies. And for the next 2 years from now, if any student that is willing to study communication at the University of Liberia, to be precise, at the Department of Communications and Media Studies, you are going to have an environment that will be conducive, that you will have access to whatever information you want to have access about when it relates to your study at the university. And the next thing, we are going to make sure before this year ends, we are going to be installing our cement sample to the various points of the University of Liberia. that haven't been seen before. But on our leadership, that identical thing is going to be seen there. So within the next 1 year or 2 years from now, the department will have students having active hands-on training when it comes to internship, because that is one of the things that we have proposed to our chairman, that students will not leave from the Department of Communication and go without having hands-on or decks, having that kind of a skill to be able to do something out there. We should not only be studying the theory aspect, but we should be able to practicalize what we are studying. So on our administration, as student leaders of the Communication Student Association, COMSA, we are there for our students, and for even those that don't even have the desire but want to do this, we will make sure we get to that.
Practicalizing the ideas is another good thing, but what is the relationship with the university radio?
The university radio, I have worked with them through the help of Internews. And the university radio has given the opportunity. But of recent, due to the heavy storm, the tower fell. And as we speak currently, the station is off. So as long broadcast resume at Lux FM, I can assure you, it's going to happen immediately.
Okay, certainly. We will soon go to the phone lines so that the public can be able to make a few points on what you people have just said. But the last, before we go to the phone lines, the issue of the reception, right? You have students coming from town and going, like I said, on the bus all day if they happen to get the bus. Will there be food and things for them to eat after the game? Because I never heard you guys mention that part.
Yes, so thank you, Samira. Like I said, in my capacity as the chief staff, we are working tirelessly.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to call the name of those who have written,
okay,
because they consent to help us. But we've written few individuals, and we are very hopeful that we can get response from them. They are also veteran in the media as well. But from our end, the students are contributing $500 each. So it is also a wake-up call to our students who haven't paid yet,
okay,
to pay, to pay their contribution, because with what we have is little. So when more people pay what we expect from our guests who we are rating, we also help us. So those who are also out there in the media landscape, who also want to budget our effort, because we think about close to 300 persons. Because Peter was bringing close to 50%.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much UME is bringing, how much MU is bringing, how much Bausa is bringing, and ourselves. So we are approximately 500 persons we want to prepare for. So it's also a gateway for anybody who can help in the process.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Yes, I was with one part of contribution though. You have listened to these people from COMSA. Yeah. They are from the University of Liberia, specifically the Department of Communication. And also you have UMU representative here too. It's about time that you be able to make your point. You listen to them, be able to inject what you want to. Matter of fact, we have the state-run university communication department in studio. Yeah, the numbers to call are 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. For Bon County, it is 0779-003-835, 0779-003-835. Let's take our first caller on the line. Good morning. Oh, I did cancel the call. Sorry about that. We will take your calls, 0770-907-907. And if you are just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1. In Monrovia, 89.7, MyBB 90.7. Bon County is the show. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where do you join us from?
My name is Franklin Thomas Jr., a senior student of the Department of Communication and Media Studies at the University of Liberia.
Okay.
Let me say kudos to my colleagues in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah and Chuck, how you doing, bro?
I'm okay, brother, but I'm a smart thing.
So, gentlemen, thank you very much. I may not be there in person, but I will communicate with the leadership right after you guys leave studio. Let me say kudos to you guys.
Thank you,
Franklin.
Okay, thank you. 0770-907-907, 0779-003-835. Those are the numbers to call to be able to make your point on Good Morning Liberia. My name is Samira Wonlah, and I'm here with Edwin, Melvin, Juah. While we take calls, sir, is there anything you would like to add or tell the public?
So I want to say thanks to...
Continue with the call after
I think so. Let's take this one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That person in line is very bad. Good morning. And this person is still on the line? Okay, they left already. So let's go ahead.
So we are grateful for the opportunity afforded us.
Okay, we will take calls. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Samira. This is Melvin calling my swimming tower.
Okay.
Yeah, what on my mind this morning, if I opportunity to meet our person, I would tell him, because they say I can have some in his capital.
No, that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about that political issue. Ever since my brother, you people love politics anyway. That's it. We're done with that already. We have the University of Liberia. We have the communication department. They are to host a one-day tournament, and they are in studio. They just explain how it's going to be like, and they invited the UMU, the AMU, the Peter Kokwe School of Journalism. That is what we are talking about this morning. We are done with the politics, and it's what we are on this morning as we speak.
So I want to say thanks once again to the Voice of Liberia for this opportunity afforded us. And I want to make this as an open invitation to the entire University of Liberia community, whether Capitol Hill, Fendel, all of the students from those various departments. You can come out to support your sister department within the university. We will highly appreciate your effort. And I want to say thanks to the planning committee, to Madam Student Patient Kuma, there from the Department of Communications and Media Studies, our hard-working chairman, and Mr. Uriah Toga, who is the backbone. Some days we'll do what they will say, Isaiah Chucky, they want it's not okay, let us do this. He's very instrumental. He's always willing to listen to the crowd of students. And we call him the most powerful chairman, the central chairman of all students. So we are grateful. And we look forward to seeing each and every student within the Department of Communications and Media Studies to cooperate with us. And my last word to all the schools that are coming, I want to say thank you. But don't forget, Abu Emmanuel say. It's going to be.
Yourself, you're on the field.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Yes, so Samira, thank you again. We want to say thanks. I appreciate.
No, we will close with the secretary. I think we
go
to the sport director.
Yes.
Give us the entire picture now. You're closing over. Anything you say about the poll, listen to and go back.
Also, as it stands, it is selected again for the 26th of April, which is next week, Friday. And we anticipate those universities expected to be on campus to grace this occasion. We say we are ready, and the official kickoff will be 11 o'clock a.m. And then we will be on campus in full readiness to welcome you wholeheartedly in oneness of our tournament. And so just to add to my powerful president, I would like to say kudos to Voice of Liberia 104.1 and other frequencies across Liberia that's relaying this program. And kudos to our guest university, and kudos to the host who hosted us on today.
Okay, your
name. Before you close up, you call your name. Let people know you.
And so once more, Declan T. Young, the sport director, the current sport director of our department, Communication Media Studies, the University of Liberia.
You got former sport director there too?
Well, it is not to my knowledge right now.
Yeah, because it's measuring current, that's why.
Okay.
Just kill him, man. Yeah, UMU.
On behalf of the university, the United Methodist University, we want to say thank you to our mother department of the UL. The idea explained it. We appreciate that. And also, our department will see how best we can turn out in good numbers to just so that we could make the day successful. And our department also want to send out our heartfelt sympathy to one of our students who lost of recent, Precious Jelly. So the department is in mourn, but nonetheless, we will see what best we can do to scratch our hands to our mother department. Even though you people haven't asked yet for anything, but I think it would be necessary that we as a student union see what we can do.
You got caution.
Yeah.
I like that.
So now let's
let me conclude with this. My President Kuku Brooks of the United Methodist University wish she could be here, but she lost her uncle, so she had 1 or 2 appointments. So she sent me to replace her. I want to say a shout out to the president.
you'll pay for that, though. Send a shout out.
My name is Wilton Tedawada Costa Jr., the Vice President of the MAXA of UMU.
Thank you, William.
Okay, thank you. Let's go over to the Secretary General, the man with the idea of this whole thing. Let's go over to him.
So thank you, Samira. Let me say thank you to Big Brother Sekou for allowing us. I admire him actually as a big brother, and people ask me whether I'm related to Sekou because we sound similar.
Yes,
that's what people say.
The same voice.
That's it. But again, ComSci is in full readiness, Samara, and you can trust us in this dispensation with our President Isaiah Joseph Bayin. We are prepared to change the narrative, and in that context, we coined 2 names. After this game, our vision follows like this. So we have the United Journalists and Student Association of Liberia. That's one. We also have the Association of Liberian Journalists and Students in Liberia. So we will decide which name to use for our organization, but that's just our idea to uniting all of us together. On the game, I played football before. So the guys will get prepared.
Let me see the legs.
I played for Ambassador Soccer Academy 4 years ago. The records are there. If get my record.
Speaking
of record, I too have a record.
Okay. So we want to say thank you, Samara. We appreciate you. Kudos to you. We got a prize for you.
Don't mention.
We'll reach out to you, and thank you to our brother as well. I already follow you, but in my first time meeting you in person also, I want to say thank you for the interview as well. So again, I'm Chucky Radamel Thomas, Secretary General of MASCOM.
Okay, thank you. So you have listened. That was the voice of the Secretary General. You listened to the President, the Sports Director. Juah, we have to go. It's the weekend, though. We couldn't do our social talk, because we had another social issue, though.
But I will have some social activities in Kakata over the weekend.
Yes, the team
remember,
will be leaving.
We're going to have a live coverage.
To our other radio station there.
We're going to have a live coverage of the game tomorrow between Bassa and Lofa. And Bassa and Lofa. Lofa got a very good chance in qualifying in that zone. They defeated Margibi 2-0.
Yeah.
And Margibi drew with Bassa 1-1. That's 2-2. So Bassa also got a low chance to draw and qualify. When they draw, they will have 2 points and possibly will qualify. But if they lead their game, Lofa them, then they will not come again. So, but the chance between Bassa and Margibi to qualify is very slim because Bassa and Margibi drew the first game, so that means they divided the points. They got equal goal, equal point. So and Lofa defeated Margibi, so Margibi only waiting now if I don't know how FIFA would tell me to be if Lofa defeat. Bassa, they see 2-0, then that means Lofa, let's say Margibi and Bassa will have to play some kind of game because from all the statistics, You can say they get 1 goal against because they already got 2 goal against. So if they score 2 goal against the other person, that means they'll have to go back and play. So that's how we're going to be looking at it. And however, be as it may, Bomi is one of the threatened counties in this county meet.
Bomi and Cape Mount, they are on a table of 4 points, 4 points.
Bomi tapping the point 6. That's it, the group 6 points. Bomi,
6 points.
Yeah, Bomi beat all the 2 games. They got 6 points.
Okay. All right. So that is it. You heard Juah on the sports tomorrow. The team will be live in Kakata to one of our radio stations in Kakata. We will be there to commentate the game on tomorrow. So Juah, that is it. We have to go.
Yeah, thank you, Samira. Thanks to all of the management of Voice of Liberia. It has been a very splendid one, and I think we will meet again on Monday, God willing. But trust me, you'll see me either Monday or Tuesday because I will best be on the social aspect on the weekend.
Okay, so you have listened. And the invitation is yours to listen to the broadcast on tomorrow morning. But my name is Samira Wonlah, and I have been here with Edwin, Melvin, Juah. On Monday, it's a Sekou, Sharif, and Samira Wonlah production of the program Good Morning Liberia. We would like to say thanks to all of you that followed this broadcast. Have a very, very much pleasant weekend. As on Monday, we promise to have a fascinating edition of Good Morning Liberia with you guys. My name is Samira Wonlah. Do have yourself a blessed day.